In this video, we are going to look at classes in JavaScript. Classes are a way to create objects with similar properties and method. They are a template for creating objects, providing a clear syntax for defining the structure and behavior of objects. So let's look at examples. So in order to create a class in JavaScript, we use the class keyword followed by the name of your class. So I'll just say class, my class, and then in curly bracket, we put in our class logic. So in a class, we write the constructor function which will be executed first. So I'll just write constructor and then put in a parameter here, and then I'll say this dot name and assign it to what? Name and save. So the this keyword is a keyword in JavaScript which refers to the object instance created by this class, and then I'm just setting the name variable which will be the key to the value passed to this class. And in classes, we can define our own method or functions. So I'll just say greet, or define a greet function method here, and say, or just say console.log hello. Then in order to access the name variable, we say what? This dot what name. So since this refers to what? The instance created by this class, we have to use the this keyword to access that. When I just write name, we'll get undefined. So in order to create the class, an object from this class, so I'll just say const, I'll just say const user, and set it to new, then my class. So we use the new keyword to what? Instantiate the class, and then I'll just pass in a variable, let's say what? John here, and save. So this is how we can create a class in JavaScript. And in order to access the greet method or the name property, I'll just say user dot, and when I use the dot operator, you see that we have access to this greet and then name property. So I'll just say this dot name, when I go to my terminal and say node and then run my app, we get what? Hello John. So I can also access the names of a property. I'll just say console.log user dot what? Name, and go ahead and run my file again. We get what? Hello John, and then John. So this is how we create classes in JavaScript. Now mind you, the constructor method is always run first in classes. So when I go ahead and say console.log the constructor is executed first, and go to my terminal and clear it quickly and run my file, you see that we get the constructor is executed first. So whatever we put in the constructor method is run first in a class. So let's comment this out and then look at more real world examples. So I'll go ahead and create a user class. So I'll just say class user, and then in my constructor, I'll put in two parameters here. So I'll just say username and then password, and then in curly brackets, so I can continue and then add more. So I can say age and maybe hobbies, which will be an array, which depending on the number of parameters I want to be passed to this class, but I'll just stick to username and then password. And then let me write my password properly. Good. So I'll just go ahead and then assign this. I'll just say username and assign it to the username variable that I'll be passing. Then I'll just say this dot password and then assign it to the password value and save. And then I want to say this dot logged in, which will not be passed when this class is what? Instantiated. So I'll just say logged in and then assign it to a default value of what? False. And I can maybe say this dot, let's say friends, and then let me write friends properly, friends, and which will be an empty array. So you can do that in your constructor function because it will be executed first. So I'll just comment this one out, and then I'll write a couple of methods or functions. So I'll just say login function, which will take in the password input. Then in curly bracket, I'll just do a little validation. So I'll say if password input is equal to this dot password. So in order to access the properties, we use the this keyword. I'll just say this dot logged in and assign it to what? True. And then just write a simple console.log and say I'll use string interpolation here, which will be this dot username is logged in. If the password is incorrect, without going to my else, I'll just say console.log incorrect. Let me write that properly. Incorrect password. Try again and save. So this is my login function. I'll go ahead and define a simple logout method which will not take any parameter or argument. So I'll just say this dot login and set it to false, and then console.log I'll just say this dot username is logged out and save this. So this is my user class. It's having a constructor method, a login method, and then a logout method. So in order to instantiate this class, I'll come here and say const. So I can use let. So I'll say user1, or let's say the first user, which is what, John, and assign it to new. So make sure you bring the new keyword, new class, and then the name of will be John, and then the password, let's say the password is what, 12345, and save. So this is my John class. I can go ahead and create another class. Let's say this will be Bob, another object, sorry, which will be user. The name will be what, Bob, and then let's say the password will be 1234 and save, or maybe 12345 again, or let me know, let me just make this, let me say 5679 and then save. So I can continue to create more objects out of this one class. So let's see. So I can say John dot. So using the dot operator, I can access the properties and then the method. So the login, the logout, the password, and then the username. So let's try the login method. And when I go to my terminal, let me clear this quickly and run my file. We get incorrect password. Try again, because we didn't what? Let me just check this quickly. Let me see if it's not equal to this is logged in. Else, so the reason why we are getting that is because when I call this login method, I have to pass in a value or an argument. So I'll just go ahead and put that there, and then go ahead and run my file again. Let me first of all clear it and run my file again. So we get John is logged in. So I forgot to pass in the password, which is this parameter here. And when we are passing it, we pass in the argument. So when I go ahead and say John dot log out and execute this, when I go to my terminal and run my file, we get John is what, logged out. So that's it about creating what, classes in JavaScript. So we can do the same for the Bob method, the Bob class or object as well. So that's all for this video. Please subscribe and follow for more videos and contents like this. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.